I forgot to turn on my facial capture. But hello everyone. Forgive my face. This is like my first time streaming with a new, like completely new look, new vibes. I guess it's not too different. Like too different from usual, I mean. New people! Yes! Oh my gosh, hello! It's nice to see you again. How did you know that was a command, by the way? I forgot I turned that on. A box fell on me. I was testing out some, like, new redeems. Hold on. Let me turn on my face. A box fell on me. I was testing out some, like, new redeems. Oh! Hold on. I heard. Let me turn on my face. I hear myself and I freak out. I'm sorry. Is it working? Okay. I think yeah. I know, right? Sorry. I actually, like, changed a lot about my stream in the last few days because I was trying to, like, I was trying to be better. Was it the best decision? I don't know. We'll see today. These people are cute. These cat people. But it's so lovely to see you. I'm like trying to watch because you can hear the mic pitch. Let me see. Hold on. Hello. Hello. Wait, is this a whole different audio? Can you hear me better? Like, is this too much? Let me lower it a little bit more. Because it says yellow. Is it green? I'm sorry. I feel like it's a little too laggy so far. But hi! I don't know what happened. Something about my screen changed. F11. Oh, it was F11. Do you think so? Thank you. Okay. So I just rebirthed. I'm back to level 1. I know you haven't played this game, right, Jester? You were ready for a bug voice? You were ready for... Oh! I don't even know what that was. The hello. It was my impression of a bug voice. So right now I'm doing like the quest line for G24 5 G25 Apocalypse. So I need to head back. I know my my inventory is filled with fish. So there's actually like a lot more like features and stuff. So I'm excited for when some more people come in so that we can like test it out together. It's gonna be so funny. Because apparently like new things should happen when people follow me, when I get like a subscription. I think there are some like commands too. Like, hold on. Let me make sure. My phone is being ridiculous. My instinct is to like say everything out loud. Like everything that I'm doing aloud. So like, I was about to say like my security code that they sent me. Fine, yes, it's a new model, slightly new model. I mean, at the end of the day, it looks very similar to the one I had before, but you know, I spent a while. Like, you can do new stuff now. Like, this is one thing. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That should have done something. Ah! Oh well. I'll figure it out later. Oh. I keep walking into the wrong area. It's downstairs on the first floor, right? What is this emote? Oh, TwitchCon! Oh, were you able to go to TwitchCon? I can only assume. I'm trying to see how like far the range is on this thing, so that I'm not like moving off camera, because now I'm using an iPhone to like track my face. I should probably put the iPhone somewhere else. It's next to my monitor. Got too many tabs open. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I went. Yes, I did. And hello, Holy Presence. That's so cute. I love that name. And thank you so much. Water. The water. Hold on. Did something happen? No, it didn't. I disabled that one, I remember. Because I was trying to like set it to like water like getting flashed on, like thrown on my screen. But I just was not happy with how the water looked, so I remember disabling it. But yes, I will drink 2 hydrates. No, that's 1 hydrate and 1 stretch. Thank you. Wow. My back always feels so much better when I stretch. I don't know why. I guess I'm just like really out of, like, really not fit. Okay, should be up here. Gotta stay limber and hydrated so you don't end up like a dry shrimp. Too late. But yes, thank you. Thank you so much for taking care of me. Okay, so I'm supposed to check what this is. You try to peer through the splintered cracks of the rift, but you can't make out anything but an endless expanse of darkness, and the pitch fog that oozes forth from within. There's no telling what else might emerge from the other side if nothing is done. We don't have much time, so I want you to take this. Oh, by the way, you don't mind if I address you simply as Rebecca828 plus Rory. Rory, do you? I get the feeling that from here on, we'll be seeing each other rather often. Yes, you can call me by my full name, Rebecca828 plus Rory. Hi, Kiki! Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to see you. Redeem the hydrate. Thank you, you guys are so sweet. You know, I did work so long trying to make these like face blend shapes work. Do you think this model is cuter than my old one? Cause like, I'm kind of hesitant. This is a Great Holy... I just finished the quest the other day. Congrats! Is it as long as people say it is? Alright, back to lurking. Thank you! You're probably somewhat familiar with another version that's been modified for distribution. However, the powers of Limerick are far more potent than this. You look down on the goblet of flames in your hand. Strangely, you don't feel any heat radiating from it at all. Oh, and now that people are here, I want to kind of give a shout out to some of the people who came. Like, I know Jester, I don't think Jester's on Twitch, at least not anymore, but they're on Kick now. They stream a lot of Final Fantasy from what I think, or maybe some more MMOs. And Holy Presence, I know, is a streamer, right? VR streamer. Yes! And then let me shout out everybody else. Shout out Holy Presence. You just happened to join when Final Fantasy 16 came out. Okay, thank you. It said didn't work. Man, I miss Ronnie. Shout out. We'll get through this. Shout out at Holy. Okay, the Bard guy is also a streamer. Did that work? That didn't work and I don't know why. The tired energy is a mood. You know, this is more like my real face. I had to put in the eye bag. I don't know, I think it's kind of cute and charming in its way. Just as I suspected, you're doing fine. Most who handle the chalice... Oh wait, are you new? Stella? Thank you so much for coming in. I'm so sorry. Stella. I'm gonna call you Stella. So typically for shoutouts you do name here. Let me see. Shout out the Bard guy. Okay, let's do Holy Presence. Did that work? Yeah, I feel like I've been doing like slash shout out this whole time. Yeah, I feel like I've been doing shout out, like, with slash. And then it was okay to use the slash, like the at. Yeah, it just didn't work. I'm not too sure why that didn't work. I also know that you're more worthy of drawing out the power of the great holy flame, so are you ready to venture into the rift? Nod your head. Let me try to fix it while this cutscene's going on. This music kind of reminds me of Pokemon, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it's slash shout out, and then you can use the at, but for some reason it just doesn't work on my phone. It's the theme music. Yes, okay. Thank you so much for stopping in again. And then the Bard guy. And there is like a time limit, like they want me to do it like 1 minute after each shout out. Okay. I'll stay here to fix the rift in its current location until you return. I'll explain more along the way. Now hurry. Her slender figure tugs at your sleeve and she points towards a gaping portal in the darkness. You feel your sense of equilibrium begin to crumble beneath the weight of the void. Great holy flame. She's fancy. She got flying animation. You sink through the inky darkness for what feels like an eternity until your feet finally alight on the stony floor. Your eyelids flutter open and you at last begin to take in your surroundings. With your vision and footing still shaky, you find yourself suddenly overwhelmed by a deeply unpleasant feeling. A wave of nausea washes over you as you feel a wriggling sensation crawling up your chest through your throat. Concentrate. A delicate yet determined voice rings in your disoriented mind. The space within the rift is extremely unstable. I can only imagine how difficult it must be. Simply stand without stumbling. But don't let yourself be swayed by its currents. Just wait a moment. A twin quietly recites an incantation in a low, anxious whisper. It reminds me of the teacup animation. Slowly, it feels as though the haze clears from your mind somewhat, and your surroundings begin to come into sharper focus. You see, the space within the rift is not of our world. The power to traverse this distance between worlds is rare indeed, seldom grasped by hands of man, and in light of that, the ability to bridge such gaps is truly extraordinary. I had a scrim dimmer on. Does that change anything for you guys? Not that I noticed? Okay. I'm gonna turn the screen dimmer back on a little bit because that thing is bright, man. To neutralize a rift, you must delve into the depths and cleanse it at the source with the power of the holy fire. Limerick called the space you're in right now a fissure of records that intertwine with the rift point of origin. Excuse me for one moment. Atane's voice takes a tone of moderate distress as the image of her you see before you flickers and starts to fade. Pray forgive me. I've been focusing all my efforts on fixing this rift's opening in its current location to keep it from vanishing. It's proving difficult to continue projecting my appearance to you where you are now. The reason the rift keeps vanishing and reappearing is because its true source is hidden away somewhere amid the records. I can sense the faint resonance of a similar energy ahead of where you're standing. You should see if you can locate it. I'll mind the passage so it doesn't close while you're in there. I'm also keeping the beings that would do you harm at bay. You needn't worry about your safety. Focus on finding the source of the rift. I have no doubt that Limerick is watching over you. Right now, I'm focusing wholly on you and monitoring your presence within the rift, so if anything happens, I'll let you know right away. Okay. Screen and game screen are different. I hope so, because I noticed that this screen dimmer is so weird. I won't lie. So for our king. Okay, it doesn't let me walk. Okay. So I realized that the screen dimmer actually changes how my screenshots. So if my screen dimmer is on, and it goes really dark, my screenshots are also darker. It's kind of weird. That never happened to me before. Only on this computer. Something about the strange voice you heard on the way here bothers you. You stopped. Is there something the matter? I think you should still go a bit further to go. Do you see anything strange around you? Are you injured? Feeling dizzy or nauseous? If you feel like you're about to pass out, tell me right away. It seems like whatever you heard, Atane must have not heard it too. Say you're fine. Say something feels off. I'm gonna say something feels off. You described the disembodied voice you heard as you traveled the rift, saying it seemed especially strange since there's definitely no one else present there. A voice? Was it? As I mentioned before, the space you are making your way through is a disoriented shadow, unlike the world we know. It may seem similar at a glance, but its true nature is that of an unstable fissure, in which countless records are entangled with each other. It is a difficult concept to explain, even more because I am not there to see and feel it up close. And I can't say for certain whether you'll hear voices or experience some other strange phenomena again. Are you using Streamlabs or OBS? I'm using OBS, like regular OBS. My face. I noticed it didn't track. Sounds like a prescription commercial. Look what's that? I don't know why my eyes just like naturally like close. That's why my model has like extra closed eyes. It's kind of weird, I won't lie. I guess I'm just like naturally squinting. But let me reassure you that you'll be alright. I promise. I'm keeping watch over you. Do not doubt I will bring you out the moment I sense you might be in danger. But until such a time, you may presume yourself to be safe as you continue to search for the source of the rift. Keep moving through the rain. RJ3G! I'm excited to show you. Hold on. I should be able to do it now. Do you see my dance? It's not the best tracking, I won't lie. I'm kind of like... I made myself happy. On your mic, make sure the slider isn't all the way to the right when you're talking. Watch the bar and see if it goes red. Just slide it down when you're happy. You go, Spike. You love the dance? Alright. Let me just lower it then. Can you hear me? Did that actually change anything? Because now I'm like midway through it. Just low. Okay, so I lowered it too much this time. Is it good now? Is it good now? Too low? Yep, okay. Okay. Do you like my dance, RJ3G? Voss milk brings everyone to the yard. Who's Voss? I couldn't even read what it said. Go deeper in the underground waterway. Okay. Let's see. You're heading to the right direction. I can sense the rift's energy emanating very strong from a point just ahead of your present location. I've done my best to ensure it's clear of any impurities, but even so, rifts like these are, by the very nature, unstable things. If you were harmed, I would be beside myself. So promise me you'll be careful, okay? You hear a slight trembling in Atane's voice as she implores you to be safe. Hold on. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys don't like Atane, but I think she's good. Okay? I don't know. She just seems so sweet, so pure, so cute. Could just be your sensitivity to high, but that's all really. Testing and testing. When it dims purple like that, I think they'll think of the wine games. Wine games? What is that? I changed the angle of the camera. So honestly, that should be better. It's still not in the best location. I'm gonna change it. When you rotate the barrel for winemaking. Did I tell you guys that I wanted to make wine? I know that's like really random, but yes, I want to. I've been watching YouTube videos, and you know, YouTube videos make me probably the most qualified person now. Just kidding. Taking a deep breath, you take a step into the desolate space and stretch out before you. The darkness smothers your vision, and a searing pain surges through your body. All at once, unfamiliar memories flood into your mind. Powering through the pain, you force your eyes open. Figures with familiar faces appear before your very eyes, while the sound of their conversations echo around you as if from a distance. Oof. You don't seem comfortable here. As always, you have a sharp eye for blunt observations. Oh my god. And his name is Vane now. Remember, before it used to be Bismuth, but it's back to Vane. Rebecca 828 Swine SS grade sounds good to me. Thank you so much, Le Cassette. I know, Le Claus? Can you tell me how to pronounce that again? I forgot. Rebecca, drunk on stream? When? If you pay me like $50 so I can buy all the things that I need for my wine, Then I'll make it, and then we can make it and drink it on stream. But perhaps we can make a special stream one day in like a month when I get all the money. Though it may be a little more than an illusion conjured up as a temporary stand-in, even a hollow simulacrum of this place holds far too much troubling and unsavory memories. You know what reminds me of that other guy who just talked too eloquently for his situation, because they just like fought in a war, and then he I need to figure out what he said that time, but it just blew my mind. He just did not speak like a regular person. Your personal distaste does not warrant any divergence from the planned location. None could possibly suspect a statue beneath the royal castle itself. Even Talek said it would be a perfect place to deal an unexpected blow. A statue? And you think this deception will be enough to fool them? You yourself have called them foolish. Who am I to argue? Besides, I heard that this is a process of getting you out. She erased the truth of your existence from everyone, including them. As a full, stimulating conversation as ever, I see. We stand on the threshold of the first night. At the very least, you can save me the trouble of running around this time. First night, so this is definitely a flashback. Oh, wait! Is this like a flashback to before we met before Piran and everything? Jester's like, It's not like anyone besides Fonda or I can recognize you as you are now. Fine, I have overcome countless obstacles to reach this point, and that which you speak of is but one of them. That said, I could have done without being saddled with such a boresome general. Speak for yourself. I didn't expect to be taking orders from a talking corpse. Oh, jeez. You're fortunate that I have simply ceased to care what you think of me. That snide tongue of yours has been indulged far too long already. Before Fonla took you in out of pity, you at least had some certain sort of charm. Though I suppose you provide more amusement than observing any of the fools who built this place. I may not be privy to the exact details, but even I know you're not a part of her great design. You know, it's kind of weird, but I've never gotten drunk before. Even though I do drink, I've never gotten drunk. And it's kind of weird. Is it too much to ask for a little recognition for all the trouble I've gone through to prepare for this night of beginnings? As you said, my body is still not whole. Still not yet whole. How unfortunate. If only I were able to find one more worthy of my attention. Perhaps a few well-placed rumors of my revival here would prove helpful to my loyal, obedient general. What do you say? Why you, of all people? Because I am essential to the very final moments of the great plan, or something to that effect. I myself am quite curious as to how the pact will be fulfilled. So the curtain is soon to rise on the night of beginnings. I suppose it would do no harm to lurk a bit at the place mentioned in the Revelations. At least it is preferable to sitting idly and looking after that loathsome surrogate vessel. And do you think I'd rather play the watchman instead? Just whatever you do, make sure to stay out of my way. I'd like to avoid even the slightest deviation from the plan if possible. In time, those who wear the folded wings will become our prey, and then, soon, will into... This seems to be a fragment of a memory from when those two passed through this place. Their conversation quickly grows muffled and increasingly quiet before fading completely. Can you hear me? What's going on? You suddenly stopped your tracks and weren't responding to anything I was saying. I was beginning to fear the worst. When you come to your senses, you see that the members of the Order of the Black Moon have vanished without a trace. Meanwhile... Look behind you. I sense a powerful force in a certain platform. Do you still have the holy flame I gave you? To destroy the rift and return the entangled space to its original state, you must purge it with the holy flame. Such were the words of the limerick. This duty was supposed to be mine, but it seems that, without intending it, I have passed the burden on to you. You are well suited for the task, though. It is rare to find one capable of wielding the holy flame unscathed. First, carefully approach the nexus of the rift and place the holy flame within it. By the light of the flame, Limerick shall banish the endless darkness. Pretty fancy quest so far. I have too much fish. This looks like the good place to use the great holy flame. You peer into the dark, murky depths of the rift. As you hold the holy flame aloft, a certain warmth spreads through your fingers. You take care to avoid seeping darkness as you cast the holy flame into the rift. A powerful tremor through your surroundings. The intensity of the shaking continues to increase until it's all you can do to keep your balance. The power sustaining the rift has dissipated. Are you alright? I'm going to get you out of there immediately. I just pray it's not too late. Little by little, your surroundings fade into the darkness. What follows is a terrifying sensation of the ground giving way beneath your feet, casting you into the abyss. Ouroboros. Yes! You know, since I played Resident Evil and Dead by Daylight, when I hear Ouroboros, I think of, like Wesker. Isn't that bad? Like, I don't even think about, like, the myth of the snake eating itself. I believe that's what Ouroboros is. But I instantly think of, yeah, Wesker. Wesker specifically. Talk to Mary there. I want to talk to Piran though. Are you okay? I'm so relieved you came back safely. I was so worried you vanished into that rift so suddenly. The queen tried her best to calm everyone down, but there was nothing anyone could do except wait with bated breath for you to come back out. But I guess seeing as it disappeared without a trace, that means we're okay, right? Yes. How are you holding up? I mean, to my eyes, you look fine. But have you felt anything strange since returning? Anything we can't outwardly see? The whole time you were in the rift, Her Majesty tried to put the crowd at ease and leading the discussion on what to do next. You did well. The rift in the ground has disappeared without a trace. She peers back at you and throws you a smile. The floor of the royal castle is once again smooth and solid. The black haze and bizarre rift is nowhere to be seen. Will you share with us what happened in there? Of course. Though the story may be a bit long in the telling, I'll try to keep it as simple as I can. The sounds of riddled whispering fill the air. Atane gives everyone a detailed description of what happened in the rift. So based on all you have told me, Limerick's fire can be employed to neutralize these rifts. And not only that, but these rifts appear to be connected to similar rifts in other locations. With any rift capable of serving as a doorway, one might be able to emerge in another place entirely. And if that's the case, all these incidents throughout the kingdom are likely to have been caused by someone or something that traveled from beyond the other side of the rift. So just like, basically like the Tectum Geta. So why not just use the Tectum Getas the whole time? I don't know why they switched from the Getas to the rifts. If what you say is true, the rifts we discovered in Vals may be connected somewhere to those in this land. The monsters have ambushed us are not native to Vals. Upon coming here, I learned that from Kaufman that these monsters typically roam the dungeons near a town near Ememaka. Come to think of it, there's no shortage of news about the inexplicable bouts of extreme cold hanging over the city. It could be that the rift connected to Valve has appeared somewhere in the vicinity. Belvest was also set upon a swarm of monsters that until then had seemed content to remain in the Troy Ravine. At first we thought they'd somehow managed to slip past the cliff's defenses, but when you take into account the fact that they appeared in the middle of the city without any of the perimeter guards being wiser, that would seem to square with what we've learned so far. It's likely that another rift is to blame. So our problem with Ophelia may not be connected to Ul'dah. What up, homie? Hey, Yuzi! How are you? I got like new facial things, so I'm like trying to test it out and see if it's any better than what I was doing before. So pretty exciting. How are you? I do not believe so. The reports of the guards suggest that the incident may have originated in the area near Karoo Forest. Whatever cause may lie, what is certain is that someone spawned these rifts has intruded upon our territory, though I am given to wonder to what end. Etain, you were able to dispel the rift here in the royal castle, but as you've heard from the other leaders gathered here, these sinister abnormalities are affecting locations across Ul'dah, Iria, and Belbast. You came here to offer your aid to me and in the expeditionary force. However, it now appears that this may end up being a much longer journey than you anticipated. Are you prepared for that? I'm sure you understanding my meaning. Our situations are not so different, and neither of our respective support bases are likely to experience a sudden change of heart. I'm good, just chillin'. Nice. Lurkish, thank you so much. I thank you for your consideration, Queen. Etain pauses, closing her eyes as if she's in quiet contemplation. When she opens them again, you can see her gaze glimmering with determination. In my dreams, I have seen and heard terrible things. The schemes of those who need my help, intermingled with the voice of Limerick. But she has seen fit to show me the path of which all may be saved. I will not squander this chance to act. I came here because I earnestly wish to stop this horror in its tracks. That is all. I am quite aware that there are certain parties to whom the thought of working together will be distasteful. But in the end, we are not all passengers aboard the same ship, adrift on an ocean of shadows as a storm bears down upon us. This language is wild. BGM a bit overpowering to your voice. Okay, thank you. I will lower Mabby. Is that better? I hope so. Better for sure. Nice. Let me know if it should be lower. We were able to pursue our own ends independently. None of us could accomplish what is needed. It is in desperate times like these that we must work together to our mutual benefit. I harbor no illusions that such a competitive effort will be a simple matter, but I do not intend to give up. I have kept my silence long enough. Now I must strive to light the way to a better future for us all. For that reason, I am offering the expeditionary force the full support of the Pontiff's Court, and pledge that I will do everything in my power to rid all the lands of these rifts, just as I have done here. In addition, as a symbol of goodwill, and to show our dedication to this effort, the Pontiff Court will dispatch one of its own to join the Tecton expeditionary force. You see, while the Holy Flame is necessary to neutralize the power that sustains the rift, it is a very difficult thing to wield, especially those who are inexperienced. The intentions of the Pontiff's Court have been made clear. Etain, it seems you and I are in full agreement on what must be done. Our highest priority is to nullify and dispel the rifts, mitigate any damage they might pose, and stop the Order of the Black Moon in their tracks. And hello, Iratos, or Ratos, I don't know the pronunciation, I'm sorry. I just edited the audio without greeting you. They say that the gods move in mysterious ways, but we will show them the strength and tenacity of the human will. That we shall. I too believe that Limerick would not have huddled in our chapels praying for mercy when we could be out in the world doing good acts. Your Holiness, you have said all you wish to say, have you not? Perhaps it would be wise to return to your chambers to rest. Thank you for your concern, Pentacast, but I'm fine. The Queen and her, I believe the Limerick's will should now be clear to you. Indeed, the expeditionary force will be dispatched to whenever. Hello! Thank you so much for calling, Artelos. We will alert the Pontus Court as soon as we have any details to share. Excellent. We will send a suitable deputy of our own soon. You and Attain lock eyes. She smiles softly as she continues to speak. I ask only that you will not hold her status as an agent of the Pontus Court against her. Attain's acknowledges the Queen with a courteous yet surprisingly light-hearted nod, then makes her way out of the royal castle with Pentacast and Coriton at each side. You're not sure what to make of the present atmosphere. The Queen looks like she has more to say. Oh, so someone from the Pontus Court will be joining the expeditionary force? It's probably going to be the member of the Order of Limerick, right? They must be pretty pious to wield the Holy Flame of Limerick. And thank you, I was trying to make this model for a while. A regal air befitting the ruler of the kingdom of... Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Well, that's not at all how I expected the banquet to go. Such a shame, after all the preparations that went into it. While you were in the Rift, I was holding an impromptu discussion with the other assembled leaders covering special topics, including the attack on Terra. I thought that said attack on Titan for a second, in which they played a part. Though all now know the deceptions that led to the conflicts were orchestrated by the Order of the Black Moon, King Kong insisted on making restitution, and gladly do I offer it. We of the Tundra are proud people, and our integrity speaks to who we are. Tricked into going into battle against you, though we might have been the harm... tricked into going into battle against you, though we might have been, the harm we visited upon your people and your lands was all too real. We elves share his sentiments. We pray that you will accept what we have brought you as a sign of our sincerity. It brings me great joy to know that we have gathered here in celebration of the bonds we share, uniting our forces against a common foe. Behind the scenes, we're concerned about possible opposition from the supporters of the Pontus Court. At the very least, we expected some degree of pushback from them. That's right. Though Cinia reluctantly admitted we should at least extend an invitation to them. Yes, and it turned out quite a surprise to see them making such a confident showing tonight, and with Her Holiness, the Pontiff leading the vans no less. I'm gonna try to drink this, and I want to see if it's like obvious to you guys. Did I look like I was drinking anything? Yes, and it I can't stop laughing. And it turned out quite... Okay. Given the veneration heaped upon her and her notorious reclusiveness, I don't think anyone would have expected to see her here. Still, if one looks at the results, this banquet could be considered a success. It is no small concession for the Pontus Court to offer their help unprompted and with few apparent strings attached. And beyond that, you should know that the mysterious heroes who fought alongside us at the Battle of the Royal Castle are currently staying in Belvast as guests of the Commonwealth. I'm certain they'd be more than willing to aid in the expeditionary forces causes. Ah, you're referring to Merlin. I was wondering what happened to him after the dust settled, so he's in Belvast. Ah, I must have neglected to mention it, but we have received a report to the effect from the Druids of Titan. Before the banquet, Andros mentioned that they were, at least for the moment, residing in Belvast. Overall, I'm pleased with what we accomplished here. Our paths may have taken turns none could have imagined, but we emerged with knowledge of what's causing this problem and the solution that has proven effective. Since these rifts apparently keep appearing and vanishing almost at random, I would suggest returning to our country and waiting to see if they reappear, King Kong. If the rifts really connect to each other in some town of this continent, couldn't we just use the rift to get back to Vals? That is a good point. Theoretically, but you'd be taking an awful risk. Some in our towns have vanished into that rift, never to be seen again. Besides, we can't assume that all the rifts have the same properties. We ought to avoid doing anything reckless around them whenever possible. Muriel has the right of it. If those rifts were merely portals to facilitate quick transport over long distances, then those Black Moon curs wouldn't have done what they had done here. I'm gonna pause really quick. I feel like a cough. Okay. Did you guys hear me cough? We'll have Muriel stay here as she's a member of the Expeditionary Force. She and Garanet will serve as points of contact for us going forward. It is time I return. Carfin, as always, who will leave the headquarters in your capable hands. Later, you are the son of Phyllis and a warrior born, so make us proud. Yes, Your Majesty. Please allow me to escort you out. Nara smiled faintly, giving you a knowing nod before turning to leave the royal castle with the rest of the giants. We will follow the giant's lead and return to our desert home. As we said, we'll be sure to notify the Expeditionary Force the moment we catch wind of the rift in our lands, or discover any clues that might suggest one is present or forming. Excellent. I am heartened by your cooperation. Castania gazes towards the queen with a look of deep understanding. She then gestures for Maike and the rest of the elven retinue to follow as she makes her exit. Muriel gives a slight nod and follows to see the party off. Phew. I don't know about all of you, but this has been an exhausting day. Before anything else, Andros, please see that the place is prepared for the Expeditionary Force. Admiral, you are to return to Belvast without delay and increase patrols in the area. If you deem it necessary, send in those heroes you say are staying in the city. Once you have done so, send word to me or her at once. Understood. Your Majesty, I'll return to Belvast to meet the heroes at the first available opportunity. So it seems we're facing off against the Order of the Black Moon once again. Who knows what they have in store this time. I'm glad that getting everyone to work together turned out to be easier than we were expecting. Even the giants were so remorseful about what happened, they even gave the queen a huge quantity of Piran. I would strongly suggest that you keep such information to yourself. That matter must be discussed with Sinead first. Still, I can scarcely believe they simply handed over so much of it though, if it were nothing. Yeah, Mabby sound is loud, period. No sound setting for the bass sound. Huh. Is it still loud? I can lower it. Is that better? I hope so. Miss, that's all for now. I'll take my leave and meet up with Muriel and Bratchar. I'm sure the two have probably finished bidding their chiefs farewell by now. Piran, you're coming with me. Piran, you're coming with me. I prefer not to leave you alone in the castle if I can help it. Yes. I'll return to Taitayan to prepare a suitable space for the Expeditionary Force as well as ensure that we can offer accommodation to the agent from the Pontus Port. Everyone is discussing their own plans for the immediate future. The queen's lavender eyes meet yours in a knowing gaze, and she whispers subtly, just loud enough for only you to hear. I didn't even know her eyes were lavender until I was like, what? I'm sorry I can't spend as much time with you as I wish. You've been through quite an ordeal today, but I must perform my duties as the queen of this nation. I wouldn't do this to neglect our guests. Even when this got rather hairy, you rose to the challenge without missing a beat. You even took care of the rift. So I just want to say thank you for all you've done. That's it. It's just rather challenging to do. Sometimes, especially with so many people around. You watch her awkwardly clear her throat as she blunders a little. I'll ensure that the Expeditionary Force has a place set in Tayutan for its general use. I'd encourage you to enjoy a well-deserved break while you wait for the Pontus Court to send their agent. I hope that seems agreeable to you. Now, I suppose I need to deal with the aftermath here. Phew. It's tough to be the good queen sometimes. They reduced it a bit. Alright, maybe it can go lower. Okay. I'll lower it a bit more. It should be like halfway lower now. Does this sound any better for you guys? Irwin grumbles playfully as she straightens her royal garment. It seems like you'll be able to take a breather before the Expeditionary Force gathers in Tayutan. Oh, is this particular BGM? I'll see you again! Oh, and once the Expeditionary Force has gathered in Tayutan, there's something I want to talk to you about. Nice. It has to do with those rifts, but this isn't really the best place to discuss it. Llewellyn. You must be beyond this gate. Llewellyn's just in the corner over here. What? Why is my character freaking out? Is he supposed to be here? Oh, okay. It's like this is a weird spot. A young man. Okay. Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. There's something I wish to discuss privately. That was quite the dinner surprise, wasn't it? Never did I think something like that rift could simply appear in our midst like that. Situations like that make it difficult to take action. After all, I have a reputation to uphold as a genteel young man with a supposedly frail constitution. So I'm rather pleased with the way things turned out. This turn of events should make it easier to pursue the commander. Pursue who? Were you hurt in the scuffle? Pursue who? You reflectively ask Llewellyn who this commander is he's trying to convince. But then it occurs to you that there's only one person it could be. Please be Altam. Tell me you're joking. There's no way you don't know who I'm referring to. He's not an easy man to convince, but this isn't a matter on which I can afford to back down. And now, what would previously have been unthinkable has happened here tonight in the Royal Castle in full view of all attending. This is the guy who talks way too eloquently, by the way, you guys. It appears that Llewellyn and Altam aren't seeing eye to eye on this issue of some importance. Yes, Altam. This strange phenomenon has been witnessed across Erin, has not escaped our notice, and has been keeping a close eye on it as well. The official decision is that we are not to intervene in these matters, but it doesn't mean that we're content to sit on the hands and do nothing. Factoring into the decision was a simple incident that happened on the outskirts of Avalon. Though the incident was similar in scope, no actual battle took place. But even though none suffered injury, the fact that a rift could appear here in the Holy Sanctuary was not something we could overlook. That's why, at present, all knights and squires have been mobilized to investigate any area in which a rift has been reported. Word has already reached my ear of what happened after I left the banquet hall. With the other guests, not the least of which entail how you dealt with the rift and safeguard those present. I also heard other related whisperings, but whence they began and how they spread are His patient gaze locks with yours. Llewellyn seems to be grappling with his thoughts, determining how best to phrase a complicated notion. I must preface that what I'm about to tell you by stressing that it represents my personal opinion, and that I make it known to you under the assumption of strict confidentiality. The truth is, I have begun to harbor certain doubts that the will of the three gods are aligned with the will of oh no! Will of Altan Semeni. Only one has only to take in the magnitude of events that have befallen the realm of late to get the disquieting feeling that something is horribly wrong. Oh, I'm so confused. So he serves Altan Semeni. So he thinks that the three gods and his god their wills don't match. I don't know how that affects us personally. And as the calamities continue to mount, I question how much longer I can stand by watching so many suffer while doing nothing, knowing that surely there's something I could do. You may think I've taken a grave risk in telling you this, and perhaps I have, but my intuition has never steered me wrong. Besides, it's not as though this is my sole reckless indiscretion. When our paths next cross, I doubt I'll greet you alone. Once the commander has made a decision, Llewellyn suddenly stopped short, whirling around to face the corridor. And who should be there standing but Altan? Oh, Etain. I've been waiting to see Altan for a while now. There I was, waiting for the last of the temple knights still in the royal castle to make their way out, when I happened to catch a whiff of something most intriguing wafting through this empty room. I decided to follow my nose, and what should I find but a surprisingly clandestine post-banquet meeting. You can't be sure whether she's been listening to a conversation with Llewellyn with an effortless nonchalance. She raises a hand to her mouth and chuckles gently. You are of the house, are you not? That certain, indescribable look in your eyes and your unique scent suggests that you are. Why does she know what they smell like when she's been hiding away into the Pontiff's court for years? That's kind of creepy that she can recognize his scent. Which she should not have even known anybody's scent, if I'm being honest. Because she's reclusive. Like, they made a whole point about that earlier. I recall Corinne often saying that she wishes you would give more favorable weight to the opinions of the Pontiff Court. I must beg pardon of you, Your Holiness. I didn't realize my regular church attendance was insufficient to prove my devotion to Limerick. You honor me to believe my words hold that much sway among the royal court, but my family maintains a strict policy of neutrality. Corinne is aware of that, of course, but no one can hardly blame her for hoping for more, can they? Speaking of which, I chanced to notice a family name on the list of children of whom a ritual blessing was performed just last month. It seemed like they must have quite ill. I do hope they've recovered in the days since. Why does that look creepy that she's like... She's good. I'm choosing to believe that she really just remembers people and then just wishes people well. Look at me rumbling on. The two of you were discussing something in private, and here I am, the third wheel in the cart. No, don't say it like that. It's just I can't remember the last time I was able to just chat idly like this, with someone on the outside. I hope they just don't find my frivolous chatter boresome. No. Etain's initial keening excitement seems to have given way to a shadow of gloomy disappointment. Given her position, perhaps she really doesn't have anyone she can speak to without regard for rank or hierarchy. Llewellyn, idly playing with the fringes of his hair, okay, finally breaks the awkward silence. I believe you're referring to my younger sibling. Unfortunately, my frail constitution runs in the family, so you can imagine we've all been quite worried. I'm sure they'd be extremely flattered to hear the Pontiff herself was concerned for their well-being. Just as it seems Llewellyn and Etain have finally gotten over the initial uncertainty, you hear the sound of something running this way, coming from behind you. Ah, that would be Corinne. It seems my absence has not gone unnoticed. I'd love to stay and talk for a while longer, but it seems we'll have to save it for another time. If I may, If you're finished with your business here, I ask that you come to visit the Pontiff's court. I would very much like a chance to speak with you in private. There is something I must tell you, and I have no doubt that you have questions for me as well. Until then, farewell. Atane lowers her gaze, nodding to you both, then turns to leave as her steps glide gracefully down the hill. So that was the Pontiff of Limerick in flesh. The thought has occurred to me earlier, but it bespeaks the precautions of our situation that the enigmatic Pontiff of Limerick herself has chosen to take direct action. In contrast to that, Llewellyn trails off, showing himself at an uncharacteristic loss for words. He quickly shakes off his momentary lapse in composure and continues. For what I know, she's been living a life of isolation for years, with Curran serving as the only official conduit between her and the outside world. She claims to have received a divine message from her dreams as well. While it's true that there's been historical precedent for such revelations, I'm willing to bet that what she revealed before our guest at the banquet was not the whole of it. That could explain why she wishes to meet with you alone. So I'd be wary of her if I were you. Whatever else she may be, she is the first and foremost the Pontiff, and the people in her position do not make their moves lightly. Anyway, it's about time for me to head back. I imagine I'll be busy in the near future, as today's events have left me with no shortage of things to report. I dare say our lives are going to get hectic again, but keep your chin up. Better days will come. Don't make that face. I'm simply feigning concern to keep up appearances. Dang, bruh, Llewellyn. Farewell for now. I look forward to our next meeting, preferably somewhere other than the royal castle if all fates are kind. Llewellyn bids you goodbye, turns to give you one last look, and strides out the castle corridor. You still have some time before the expeditionary force gathers in Tahitian. You recall Atane's bid that you come to the Pontiff's court for a meeting. Head to the Pontiff's court before making your way to Tahitian. They are crazy if they think I'm gonna walk over there. I'm just gonna use my handy dandy scroll and teleport there. Pontiff's court. Yes, harmonics. No, sorry. Elemental harmony. Yes. Yes, it's my special elemental harmony. Do you like it? Everyone likes it. How much was it? I got it in the gacha, so I don't really know. How much was... Yeah, I don't really know. The price at the time was fluctuating like a lot. Curran, how many holy flames do we have left in stock? Her long, pale hair is moonlight dancing off a watery surface, and her pale green eyes, surrounded by a forest of flashes, convey an aura of mystery. The elaborate medal symbolizing the god of love that hangs around her neck is as heavy as the weight of her duties. Her rosy lips spread into a gentle smile. Ah, you really came. I've been waiting for your arrival. Curran, I must ask that you leave us now. There's something I wish to discuss with her in private. Just the two of you? Very well, your holiness. I shall inform the others that you are not to be disturbed. Curran arches an eyebrow as she casts a curious glance at you. Then genuflects in a deep bow to Atane before leaving the room. As you realize, this may seem a strange way to start a conversation, but have we met before? What? Looking at you now, I don't recognize your face, but there's something about your scent that fills me with a sense of nostalgia, as though I'm on the verge of recalling. Perhaps it's simply because your exploits are so well known in Erin? Oh, I just remembered that I never had the chance to formally introduce myself to you. Given the circumstances of our first meeting, you must not fail to be aware that I'm Atane, the Pontiff of Limerick. Normally, I'm content to live in isolation as my position ordains. However, I am well aware of the terrible tragedy